The Sims 4 recently came out with this new Crystal Creation stuff pack, and I've actually been having a lot of fun with it. I really like occult gameplay and mysticism. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I used to work at a metaphysical shop, and it's not something that I'm like always in, but it's definitely something that I know a lot about. And so I was actually really impressed with how closely the in-game effects of crystals resembled the effects that people believe them to have in real life. Obviously, they have to like take some liberties with like game mechanics and stuff, but it's clear that they took inspiration from real life beliefs, which I think is really cool. I was really pleasantly surprised by how much I liked this pack. It's not like a massive pack, right? It's a stuff pack, but all of the gameplay that comes in it is really solid, and it's a lot more balanced, in my opinion, than a lot of other things that are included in The Sims 4. Like, part of what bothers me about Realm of Magic is how everything just kind of feels like cheats, but the fact that you have to charge the crystals in order to get their effects, even though some of them are very powerful, it does require some work on the player's end in order to maintain the ability. And also, of course, because you have to charge them in order to get their effects, it's really easy to just avoid the effects if they feel too overpowered to you, and you can also easily just use them as like decorations in your home or decorative jewelry. So there's definitely room for the gameplay behind it to be more realistic, like just a jeweler kind of thing, and also like to be a little bit more occult. And so it's pretty versatile in that way, which I think is pretty swell. All this to say, I like this pack. I've been having fun with it, and I want to play with it some more. I thought that this new pack would work really well with this challenge, the Family Jewels Legacy Challenge by Sugarcane Sims, which is a challenge that I've done before and really enjoyed. It's one of those themed legacy challenges, kind of similar to like maybe Not So Berry, if you're familiar with that, where there's like certain goals and traits and careers and like a general theme for each generation to kind of give you some direction. But what I like about this one in particular is that instead of laying out exactly which traits you're supposed to have and which aspiration you're supposed to have and which career you're supposed to have, it gives you a list to pick from, which gives you more of a chance to kind of like build the character as they go instead of kind of being stuck with almost a pre-made character, and also to like choose things that are more fun and interesting to you personally. In the past, I've really enjoyed this challenge because I think it's a nice balance of like giving you enough direction that you know what to do with your game, but not railroading you. I'm planning on incorporating crystal creations into this a lot. Each generation is themed after a specific crystal, and each of these crystals are able to be collected in the base game. And while there are options from packs, like this self-absorbed trait from Get Famous or this interior designer career from Dream Home Decorator, there are base game options for everything, so it's possible to play this challenge with just the base game and also to incorporate whatever packs you happen to own, which is nice because a lot of challenges that are a little bit more restrictive do require you to have certain packs in order to play them properly. This is a fun challenge. I recommend it, and I'm gonna play it. And if you want to, you can watch me play it. So let's get into the game. So this is the sim that I've created to be the founder of this legacy. I don't spend a lot of time in creative sims, so I'm honestly pretty proud of this sim. I think she turned out really adorable, and I'm really excited to finally be playing with her. This is the Alabaster generation. Actually, let me go back and read the blurb for this generation really quick. So, Generation 1 is Alabaster. Alabaster crystals are a form of selenite gemstone, often used spiritually to purify and cleanse. It has been used to symbolize transparency and purity. It is also considered the protective stone for children and those innocent at heart. When meditating with Alabaster, the wearer expands their ability to forgive others and themselves. Alabaster inspires positivity in the home. As the founder of your legacy, this sim is optimistic, innocent, and open-hearted. They are dedicated to their family and love each member with all their heart, no matter how big their family gets. So the theme for this generation is family. So Jocelyn is a very family-oriented sim. She is good, childish, and family-oriented. And she has this super parent aspiration. I gave her gemology as a hobby. I'm imagining that she's really into crystals. Her family is originally from Tomarang, but she was born and raised in Willow Creek, and Willow Creek is based off of New Orleans, and in real life, at least, New Orleans is kind of a hub for sort of like spirituality and occult. So I'm thinking that environment is where she picked up the interest in the crystals and the mysticism, and of course it's going to become a family tradition from here on out. So let's take a look at the game. This is Jocelyn's home in Willow Creek. She has a little office right here that is being used as a gemology studio currently, and this this keepsake box, which comes with growing together, is what's going to hold the titular family jewels. At the end of each generation, I'm thinking that at minimum each generation is going to have one cut crystal and one piece of jewelry using the gem from their generation. And at the start of each generation, the previous generation will put their crystals into this box and pass it on to the heir, so that we can kind of have a family heirloom to pass on. Jocelyn has already cut herself this spire-shaped alabaster, which is charged, as is the one that she's wearing around her neck. And did she also make a ring? Yeah, she did. So we'll probably make more than that. Like I said, at minimum, I want everybody to have at least one crystal displayed in their home and at least one piece of jewelry. But I think for at least this generation, I'm like really gonna go all out because I'm still like really excited. Oh, well, that was a little impolite. I'm still really excited about crystal creations, so I really would like to just kind of go all out, but I don't imagine that every generation is necessarily going to be quite as into crystals as Jocelyn is. Like, some of them will probably just do it sort of out of tradition. So Jocelyn's manners are not great, you may have noticed. Oh, I had something locked in and it's gone. Well, that's The Sims 4 for you. Jeez. Well, anyway, maybe she'll roll it again, but right now she's enrolled in the University of Brightchester and she's studying biology because she really would like to be a doctor. I use Kutoi's career overhaul mod in my game, which means that certain careers, like doctors, require you to go to university. The doctor career with this mod actually requires you to get 2 degrees, one of which must be biology, to advance beyond a certain point. So I'm thinking that we start with the biology degree. She was a little bit bummed that she didn't make it into Foxbury, but her grades in high school were not bad, but not impressive. So if she wants to get into medical school, I think she's going to have to take school really seriously now that she's starting university. Her parents put a lot of pressure on her to, like, they want her to be successful, right? So they put a lot of pressure on her to do well in school and to get a good job. And she's always really felt strongly about becoming a doctor, specifically because she just has such a big heart and she really wants to care for people. Oh, and she's taking gemology as an elective because she just loves crystals. And she's particularly interested in, like, the sort of, like, soothing and healing and cleansing properties that Alabaster has. Maybe it'll cleanse the air. Maybe we could get some incense in this place. How do we feel about that? Is that gonna set things on fire? Oh, I do not have a lot of money. I paid her tuition out of pocket, so we've that hasn't left us with very much money. But I've sort of committed to this bit about getting incense holder to clear the air of her stinky farts. I think it also kind of fits with the vibes, the sort of like general like spiritual vibes. So I don't remember what each of these do. Let's see. Is one of these sharpening saffron is probably focused, right? So maybe that would be good for when we do our homework. Although I guess it depends on what skill it is. It's the ideal focus is the ideal. Well, you know, it doesn't matter anyway because the fine moodlet from our alabaster is actually overriding the focus moodlet from the incense. So really, this is just decorative. And I know that this item can catch on fire. And if there's one thing that The Sims 4 loves to do, it's start a fire. So that might not be the safest thing to do, but we're just gonna go with it. So what have we got for this semester? So this semester we're taking Always Be Selling, which is the fitness skill, the Strength of Water, which is the fitness skill, and her elective, which is Understanding the Self through Gemology. I also have a mod, by the way, that shortens university because, as is tradition in Sims games, the university in The Sims 4 is tediously long. So it usually requires 12 credits. I have a mod that lowers it to 6 credits. And getting a second degree, whether you have a mod or not, is always shorter than getting your first degree, which does make sense because in real life, like, you wouldn't have to, if you got 2 bachelor's degrees, you wouldn't have to, like, repeat all of your general education. So it would take, like, 4 years to get your first degree and then 2 years to get your second degree. So, I'm thinking we finish the biology degree and then we can start working in the medical career. You don't start out as a doctor anyway, and then maybe we can be working on our second degree while we're working in the medical career. We have 2 final exams and 1 presentation. So at some point we're going to have to work on this presentation. So, okay. Where can I put this so that we can work on it? It does seem like it should fit in here somewhere. There we go. Okay. We'll have to work on this presentation because if we forget to do that, then we're going to take a big hit to our grades. And I think Jocelyn is taking her schoolwork really seriously because she is worried that she won't be accepted into medical school if her grades aren't really impressive because she wasn't able to go to her first choice school, so the school that she's going to is not very impressive. So let's see. Our first class is going to be this Always Be Selling class tomorrow at 1:30. So let's start with that homework. It's nighttime now, so how about we get our jewelry and our spire cut gemstone to charge in the moonlight. And then maybe we just head to bed so that we're ready for class tomorrow. Okay, good morning. Bright and early. Let's have a shower. And get something to eat. She hasn't really been cleaning up after herself. By the way, just so I don't get any comments about this, I know that you can just, like, pick these up and drag them to the sink to clean them, but I like to make my Sims clean up after themselves because I like for their houses to be dirty if they don't clean up after themselves. I think that it kind of gives them more character. I think it's kind of fun for somebody who's a little bit sloppier to have a messy house, and Jocelyn seems a little bit on the sloppy side. So how about we just have some cereal for breakfast, and then we can get our jewelry. Yeah, you can just come over here and get this yourself. Oh, yeah, okay, we could, okay. Or you could do none of those things. That's also fine. Gee. Sometimes the multitasking in this game, like, in my head, I'm like queuing up actions. Like, you're gonna eat your cereal and then you're gonna go put on your jewelry. And they'll try and do both at once and then realize that they can't do both at once. And so they'll just do neither of them. And it's like, great. So good. Smarter Sims, am I right? Oh, you're so hungry. If only there was something that someone could do about that. Okay, start of term. Jocelyn Reyes' university term begins today and will last for 5 weekdays. You know, the environment really isn't bothering her, so not my problem. When is your class? Okay, her class actually isn't until the afternoon, and she's starting to get a little bit lonely, so I wonder if maybe we could... Oh, how about we actually go on campus? Because she's living off campus, right? But what if we... So she goes to University of Brightchester. So what if we just sort of hung out in the commons? I like to actually go to the campus sometimes when I have Sims going to university from home, because if you don't, then the university feels like a kind of nebulous place, and I do think it's kind of nice to actually see the campus and be like, oh, okay, you go to school here. Maybe we'll see some... it's a little bit early, to be fair. Like, I would not be up and about on campus at 7:30 a.m. I don't know what she's doing. Oh, we could have gotten breakfast here. Oh, well. Oh, well. She does want to make someone happy, so maybe we should find someone who's not already happy. Juliet. Are you unhappy? How are you feeling about life right now? Juliet Herbert. You're feeling confident. Okay, well, that's not helpful to me. Oh, maybe we could collect some crystals. I was also thinking that... Oh, Angela. I was also thinking that... I guess Angela Pleasant also goes to this school. While we are, in college, maybe we could... Alabaster! That's my favorite! Maybe we could, like, sell some cut gems and jewelry, like, to kind of, like, make ends meet, because we're a little bit low on funds, and having a traditional job while going to university is not really ideal. So having gemology be our little side hustle might be good for us, because it actually could be pretty profitable, especially if you mark things up. Ooh, Jade helps you find more crystals. Thinking about it. Am I going to allow myself, because I haven't considered this, am I going to allow myself to use, like, for their effects, crystals that are not the crystal associated with the generation, or am I going to limit myself to that? Because this challenge wasn't designed with crystal creations in mind, because it didn't even exist yet. So, oh, I was just thinking that I could use this time to be working on my presentation, but I totally left it at home. And could I go back and get it and then come back here? Yes. I simply can't be bothered. But yeah, this challenge was written before Crystal Creations came out, so it doesn't currently have any rules specific to it. So I'm just kind of making up my own. Oh, I forgot to mention another rule that I've decided for myself is you can see that she has these, like, silvery eyes and the white hair, of course. So I'm going to theme each generation after, like, the color of the crystal. I'm not sure that all of them are gonna have, like, dyed hair like Jocelyn does, but I do think all of them are going to have an eye color that matches their gemstone. I just think that would be a bit of fun. Oh, do we have more homework to do? Oh, I thought I did all of our homework already. Okay, well, I guess I could have been doing that this whole time. Oh, well, she's starting to get hungry again, so, like, because our class isn't until 1:30, we actually could probably get lunch once this opens at noon. That'll be useful. Free food that we don't have to make. Hey, Javier. Angela Pleasant. Should we meet Angela Pleasant? I guess we go to the same school. Yeah, she's majoring in art history. I can't make her happy or share her emotional burdens, so... Oh, let's get a rice and bean burrito. I guess we could just kind of take it with us to class and eat it outside the building, because she's about to start walking over to class to get there early since we're here on campus. No, eat your food. Eat your food. Bring it with you. You can bring that with you, right? I know you can. I believe in you, Sims 4 multitasking system. Let's go. She is not eating it at the same time as walking, but, you know, close enough. It's like the beginning of every anime. Oh no, I'm gonna be late. Stuffing a rice and bean burrito. Yeah, she's not gonna be late. She's gonna have just enough time to finish her burrito. Nice. So we're gonna take notes. We could join a university organization, although since this is the more art-focused school, I'm not sure if there's anything she would necessarily really be interested in doing. I'm not really seeing her as, like, a debate person. I feel like she's too non-confrontational for debate, and other than, like, I guess the gemology is technically a mental skill as classified by the game, but it's, like, definitely, like, something kind of creative, but I don't think that the Art Society really has anything like that, so I'm not sure if there's really a reason for us to join it. It would require her to get into painting, which I don't know if that's really what her art is. And I feel like joining the Spirit Corps might be, like, a bit of a sore spot, because this really wasn't her first choice school. So maybe we'll just kind of use our time off to, like, go out and meet some people. We are gonna need to find somebody to, you know, date and get married to, so that we could have a family. Not that you necessarily have to date and get married to have a family, but I think Jocelyn would want to. I use a mod. I actually made it. Like, no big deal or anything, but, like, it's my mod. I have a mod in my game that, well, it's two, and I did make both of them. One of them enables the crushes from high school years for Sims young adult and older, so that adults can also develop crushes. And then I have another mod that sort of retunes the crush system so that the crushes that people get make a little bit more sense. It takes relationship status into account, whether or not they already have a crush. And if you have growing together, it also takes into account their social compatibility. I like to sort of, like, wait for my Sims to get a crush on somebody before I start trying to, like, pursue somebody, because I like for my Sims to, like, pick the person that they want to date, and not necessarily for, like, me to have to pick it, because, like, why is that my business? You tell me. Plus, I think that letting them choose also ends up leading to, like, more interesting pairings that I might not have considered. But since we're living in Willow Creek, it would be nice if we met somebody who was, like, a Willow Creek local, maybe. So maybe we could try spending more time, like, at the park or the library and meeting some people and seeing how they get along, because right now she hasn't met any of her neighbors at all. We didn't even get a welcome wagon, which I'm not really sure why, but it's fine. Like, I didn't need a welcome wagon. Like, it's fine. Anyway, so that's the only class that we had today. So maybe we can go to the library in Willow Creek and finish up our homework for tomorrow. Maybe while we're out there, we can meet some people and maybe make some friends. I've added the study spot lot trait to the library, which means they'll finish homework faster. So that could be a useful place to go. Hey, Alpha. I'm playing in my own save file here, which is a little bit of, like, a work in progress, but I've made some changes to the environment. I've, like, added some extra objects off lot and to the Sims. This is Elphaba. And as you can see, she has the curse of repulsiveness, which maybe you got this, maybe you didn't, but her name is supposed to be a reference to... She's originally the Sage of Mischief Magic, although I have removed her from her role and put the old Sage. It's not really, we're not even doing normal magic, so I don't even know why I'm going into this, but the joke here, right, is she's supposed to be like the Wicked Witch of the West, you know, from the Wizard of Oz, and so I thought she should be green, so I gave her the Curse of Repulsiveness, and that's why she's like this. As for why she's here, I don't know, she just felt like it, I guess. I do have a mod that this is also by Kutoe, called Home Regions that keeps Sims in their home regions, but I don't like to have a lot of randomly generated Sims in the world. First of all, because I just hate to see randomly generated townies. The amount of customization that The Sims 4 offers you means that there are so many more ways for. Let me just I'm gonna keep talking about this, but in the meantime, how about you could be doing your homework. What's the first class that you're gonna have? Okay, start working on that. It is so noisy in here, you guys. This is a library. What happened to peace and quiet? I literally given this place the peace and quiet lot trait, and I'm so stressed with all the talking that's going on in here. Right, but having a lot of randomly generated Sims, first of all, because The Sims 4 has so much more customization than, like, say, The Sims 2, there's more room for the random townies to come out looking like a hot mess. And second of all, having a lot of Sims in your game in general can cause the game to lag. So I have home regions set to soft filters, which means Sims won't only appear in their home regions, but it will prefer Sims from their home regions, and Sims that are homeless can be set to be part of the region. So I have some pre-made Sims from Maxis's gallery that don't have a home, but I've set their home world as Willow Creek. So it's going to prefer, like, these Sims over, like, Elphaba and her green face and everybody vomiting over her repulsiveness. But it's still possible for Elphaba to show up, so I don't really mind that, because in real life, people do travel places, so I don't mind occasionally seeing people from out of the world, but I do think you should more often see people who live here, so that mod is really, really great, and I really appreciate all of the options that Kutoe gives you, so I definitely recommend checking that mod out if you haven't already. It's one of my favorite mods. So basically anything that you see in here that's like, that's not how I would expect it to look, it's because I have my own save file that's just basically like what I want it to be like, and it's not quite finished, but it's a big improvement over starting a brand new save file, in my opinion. We still haven't actually met anyone from Willow Creek. We could, like, can we sit here and still work on our homework even though there's nowhere to put it down? Like, we could just kind of, no, I guess not. Well, I just thought it might be nice to meet these people, you know? Also, is anyone maybe not happy? Maybe could be happy? Oh, okay, bye, Travis. Fine. I didn't want to meet you either. And Jocelyn is pansexual, so she could theoretically develop a crush on anybody regardless of, like, gender. The rules of this generation actually require you to adopt your first child, which I generally don't do much in The Sims 4, just because, I mean, what you get when you do that is a randomly generated child, and I just went over how I feel about randomly generated Sims in The Sims 4. But, you know, we'll do it. It is kind of a nice opportunity to try something new. But, after the first child, we made Bella happy. Let's go. After the first child, the other children can either be adopted or biological. And so I think that after that first one, I would prefer to have a biological child of some sort, because I just like to see how, like, my Sims genetics mix. I think that that's really fun. Why is everyone so uncomfortable? Oh, is it because it sucks in here? Because of the witch with the green skin? Well, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to have a partner that's capable of reproducing with us traditionally, because The Sims 4 has an option to have a science baby, and you can even do this as a single parent that will, like, produce a child that is made by combining the genetics of the two Sims, and the two Sims don't have to be two Sims that traditionally could reproduce, so that's always an option. We are so bored, and we're not even doing our homework now, so maybe we should just go home. But we did meet some people, so that's good. Maybe we can go home and make some jewelry to sell, because since she likes gemology, that would be fun, and we can make a little bit of money that way too. I like how I came here because I'm like, oh, we could do our homework faster, and then we didn't get any of it done. We don't even have we didn't even get one of them done. She got so distracted with talking to people, which, like, I've never, like, that library was so loud. It was seriously so loud in there. Okay, let's see. We found some crystals hanging around. So how about we just kind of like use whatever we have to make some earrings, and then we'll just sell them when we're done so that we have a little bit more cash and we're not having to worry about that so much. And then we're not that tired, so we can still get our homework done before bed, I think. Okay, how'd those turn out? Normal. Alright, that's fine. 237. That is not much, but, you know, it's more than we had before, so I'll take it. Did you even finish the one you didn't even do? That's not even the one, is it? Was it the strength of water? Is that? Yeah, so let's get that one done. Our class isn't super early in the morning. All of our classes are pretty late. The earliest one is the one that we have tomorrow, which starts at 11 a.m. So this is the kind of schedule that I would choose for myself. I do not want to have to be anywhere earlier than 11 a.m. Those stinky bulls would be getting to her. Oh, actually, it's not even that. No, she really doesn't. They're not bothering her. She's just not bothered by her environment. I saw that uncomfortable moodlet and I thought that it was from the stinky bulls, but it's actually she pinched her finger while she was making jewelry. But either way, she's unbothered because of the powerful cleansing effects of her alabaster. Okay, we got that done, and then we also have gemology later that day, so let's just try and knock that out really quick too, and then we'll get to bed. Maybe we could grab something to eat at the commons at some point tomorrow. Maybe before class if we wake up early enough, but maybe like in between classes if not. Yeah, in between 12:25 and 3 p.m. we could grab some lunch for sure. So, and I think that might be a good place to stop for this part. So, thanks for hanging out with me. I've been having fun, so I'm definitely gonna do more of this. So, if you want to see the next part, if you want, you could maybe like do a like and subscribe, or join my Discord, or just hope that it shows up in your recommended because of the algorithm. So yeah, I hope you have a good time zone and perhaps we'll meet again. Bye bye.